Welcome, friends. Today we are going to see how to grow 40% more mango crop with Utkarsh. And the entire program will be in English. In Hindi already the video is available on YouTube, and you can also search for it. So we'll be seeing that how to increase mango production by 40%. A small introduction about myself. My name is Samir Allavadi. I've done chemical engineering and postgraduate diploma in management. I have 22 years of experience in the field of agriculture. I am working as a technical director in my company, Utkarsh Agrochem Private Limited. This company manufactures more than 130 non-poisonous products for agriculture. To know more details, you can log into www.utkarshagro.com. In last 22 years, I have worked as a consultant for banana, papaya, mango, pomegranate, sugarcane, chiku, guava, vegetables, and organic farming. I am working as a visiting faculty at IIM Jammu as well as EDI, leading sessions related to agriculture. I am also partner in another company called Trees Wala Technologies LLP, where we make trees, we sell trees, plant trees, nurture trees, and also do landscaping. And we have also created some Miyawaki forest also. To know more details, you can log into www.treeswallet.com. Both the companies are based at Surat. Today we'll be seeing various stages of mango fruiting, like post-harvest fertilizers and treatment, means what to do after harvesting, cleaning of palm, new leaves, what happens, maturity of leaves and branch, flower initiation, flower setting, flower dropping, increase in fruit size, foliage for next season, and harvesting. All these will be covered in this, and also the what are the fertilizers and pesticides that are required to do a profitable farming. First of all, soil health. Uh, Chemical fertilizer uptake can only take place in healthy soil only, and without chemical fertilizers, the required production doesn't come. If the soil is unhealthy, chemical fertilizers will get fixed in the soil. So, microorganism in the soil makes soil healthy and makes chemical fertilizers available from insoluble to soluble form. Microorganism usually increases productivity. More the microorganism, more fertilizers are soluble, and more the uptake takes place, and more is the production. Already there are lots of microorganisms available in the soil. Only need is to increase the quantity of good microorganisms in the soil. And this will automatically decrease the quantity of harmful microorganisms. Now to do this easily, you can add Utkarsh microbes that provide all types of necessary microorganisms to make the soil healthy. Here is a photograph of the Utkarsh microbes. Utkarsh microbes contains all kinds of nitrogen fixing bacteria, phosphorus solubilizing bacteria, potash mobilizing bacteria, sulfur, calcium, boron, magnesium, iron, zinc mobilizing bacteria, solubilizing bacteria, Trichoderma viridis, Pseudomonas fluorescens, Bacillus subtilis, and many more good microorganisms. For microorganisms to work effectively, it is necessary to maintain proper percentage of organic carbon in the soil. When the quantity of organic carbon goes up, quantity of microorganism in the soil will also go up. For this, it is necessary to give organic manure in the soil. Best available organic manure is farmyard manure, which you are required to give around 10 metric tons per acre, or vermicompost 1 to 2 metric tons per acre, or neem or castor or mustard cake around 400 to 500 kgs per acre. You can also add Utkarsh Luminose 2 to 4 kg per acre, or and Marvels G. Luminose is 100% water soluble humic acid. The best available combination of humic acid, fulvic acid, and potassium K2O for any humic acid available in the market. And Marvel Z is the combination of humic acid, fulvic acid, amino acid, seaweed, along with biofertilizers, and you are required to give 10 to 15 kgs per acre. You can also grow green manure, which gives around organic manure equal to 15 metric tons. The various types of green manures include alfalfa, suspensia, sunham, all types of pulses crop. Green manure also gives nitrogen, which is fixed from the root nodules, and you don't need to add extra uh, nitrogen if you are growing a green manure. Green manure plants are usually cut and put beside the crop as mulching. In 2 to 3 months, it is completely mixed in the soil, and it adds organic manure. And since the roots are inside the soil only, these roots add nitrogen to the soil, and it gives to the plants, trees. Green manure can easily replace farmyard manure, compost, cake, goat manure, etc. Without healthy soil, good production is not possible in mango. So, by giving the organic fertilizer in the soil, it increases the biological activity, increases microorganism in soil, it increases effectiveness of fertilizers, it increases humus content in soil. Organic fertilizer improves soil porosity, then increases humus content. Organic fertilizer increases water retention capacity of soil, and the most important, TDS and pH of soil goes down. Now, it is a major concern that what fertilizer should be given at different stages. This is a chart where other than organic manure and biological fertilizer, you are required to give chemical fertilizers so that the good production is maintained. For 3 to 5 years tree, give DAP 1.5 kg, MOP 1 kg, urea 2 kg, 5 to 10 years tree 2 kg DAP, MOP 1.5 kg, urea 2 kg. Similarly, 10 to 15 years and 15 years and above, you are required to give DAP 3.5 kg, MOP 2.5 kg, urea 3 kg, and ammonium sulfate 3 kg. How and where to give the fertilizers? Give fertilizer in the ring form only. Fertilizer is given in the ring form with a distance of 2/3 from the canopy. Suppose if the canopy is 10 feet, give fertilizer at 6 to 7 feet in ring form from the stem. Also give fertilizer, farmyard manure or compost along with the chemical fertilizer. More the quantity of farmyard manure or compost, the better it is. Give completely compost material only, organic. Otherwise, there is full chance of trunk borer attack. Give biofertilizers only, as I've shown you earlier. In 200 liters water, add 1 kg of microbes. Per tree, give 3 to 5 liters solution wherever the fertilizer is applied. First, give chemical and organic fertilizer, and then give microbes. So this adds everything. Or yeah, there are major three kind of fertilizers are required: chemical, organic, and biological. All three are given one by one. Pre-monsoon treatment. After the harvesting, if there are no leaves, in case no leaves or whatever quantity leaves you are looking for have not come in the month of March or April, give a spray of Beam Plus. What Beam Plus is a combination of gibberellic acid, 6-PA, uh, uh, seaweed, micronutrient, etc., along with urea or 19-90-19 for new leaves to come. Remove the dried, dead branches which are died due to the disease. This is a very common disease in those in nowadays. Botrytis theobrome. One thing should be noted that you should never do pruning before monsoon. It will increase the chance of dieback. The disease that I have named here, it is commonly known as dieback also, and there are also chances of other insects if you do pruning before monsoon. So now monsoon treatment. Usually in the monsoon, for very very big trees and for some difficult to flower varieties like hapus, the sherry, then langda. Many farmers give peclobuterol around 5 to 30 ml depending on the size of the tree in the month of July August. It is popularly known as Cultar also, that is the brand of Syngenta company. If your tree branches are touching each other and they are very dense, give peclobuterol with, then only you will get timely flowering. It means that no sunlight is reaching on the ground. My experience is that whenever is the case where sunlight is not touching not reaching soil, without peclobuterol, you don't get flowering on the lower branches. And one more thing, always give peclobutanon only if you have given proper chemical, organic and biofertilizer. If you will not give, a very high flowering will come and the size of mango will become smaller and the trees will also become weaker. Steps to take after monsoon. First of all, remove the weeds, grass, unwanted plants between the trees using the tractor. Remove the weed manually around the trees. It is required as they are home to sucking pests. Remove dried and dead branches grown due to dieback. Make mango tree free from unwanted outgrowths, fungus infected branches, creepers, etc. Apply geru, that is a red color soil kind of material, or chuna, that is a white color material, along with pesticide like chloropyrifos on bark to keep mango hoppers and other insects away. And dieback. After for doing the treatment of dieback, this is the example of dieback where the branches are dying. This is the extreme case, but in starting case only the some branches are started. So for that, for doing the dieback treatment is must if you want to keep your mango orchard healthy. So after removing the dried and dead branches completely, spray to control the dieback. If you will not remove the dried and dead branches, you will not get the desired result. It will not be controlled. So chemical treatment is mainly for chemical treatment. You do the spraying of difenoconazole. Preferably take Spore, that is brand of Syngenta, or tebuconazole. Both these are found to be very much effective. If you want to control it organically, you can go for Utkarsh Pankri also 2 ml per liter water. Now, the second most important pest to be treated, that is stem or trunk borer treatment. Immediately after monsoon, many times a stem or trunk borer is visible. It is the insect that kills the tree in very short period. Never delay and take it lightly. It is usually identified by observing moist wooden powder on the ground, which is exactly 90%, 90 degree above will be the hole. If you are seeing a powder at the bottom, check 90 degree above angle and you will see that there is borer inside. Remove the damaged part with a wire, means GI wire or a screwdriver, and clean the entire place till fresh yellow bark is seen. Take combination of DDVP and chloropyrifos in equal quantity. Don't add any water. Dip cotton in it. Put the cotton at every 9 inches of the clean part and cover it with the combination of black soil and gobar paste. This is required so that the gas which is created due to chloropyrifos and DDVP, they don't go up. Many times people put tablet of this grain, the chemical that it used to store grains also. This is the insect which is trunk borer. Usually whenever you are removing the stem, this is the photo, white color insect usually comes out. Now, what to do after this treatment is done after monsoon? There are two cases. One is that new leaves are there, and one is that new leaves are not there. Now, after monsoon, if the temperature is very high, after for a long time, full new leaves will come. And if the temperature is below 35 degree and after the monsoon, usually this happens when the monsoon is continued till the Diwali season. This and in the between there is no sunlight and the temperature is below 35 degrees, then no new leaves will come. Now, why it happens? Why this happens? That after monsoon, if temperature is high, new leaves. When new leaves comes, what to do if there is the scenario of new leaves? If there are new leaves, there are new challenges. New leaves are usually thin. They are susceptible to thrips and mango hoppers. So leaves usually take 70 to 90 days to mature. So this needs to be fastened. If you will not fasten this, the flowering will come late, and it will become difficult to hold the fruit. So spraying Utkarsh horsepower will do this. Utkarsh horsepower contains polyphosphate along with all 6 micronutrients. Along with the horsepower, add a chemical pesticide like cyperpropano or cyperchloro, around 1 ml, 1 to 2 ml per liter water, depending upon the pest infestation. Along with silica spreader, Silspread. Silspread dose should be 0.25 ml per liter water. These are two things recommended after monsoon when the leaves come. In case of no leaves, the tree is ready to flowering. Leaves, if when there are no new leaves, but the old leaves they are damaged by leaf weevil pest and they need to be controlled immediately. Don't spray any fertilizer like 1919 or urea. New leaves may come. This may delay flowering, so avoid new leaves. When mild cold starts, spray Utkarsh Panther with silica spreader, Silspread. This will give uniform flowering very easily. This also, Utkarsh Panther contains phosphorus, magnesium, boron, indolacetic acid, amino acid, all kinds of ingredients that are necessary for getting flowering. And this needs to be done once a leaf matures. Once leaves are matured after spraying horsepower. If the leaves are already mature, you don't need to spray horsepower. In case of very low temperature, the flower will not come out easily. So you need to give water at this stage. But once risk is involved, if after giving water the temperature goes about 35 degrees centigrade, leaves may come. So see before giving water, see the climate application app like AccuWeather, that there is what will be the temperature in coming 10-15 days. And if the temperature is remaining below 35 degrees centigrade, then only give water. This is leaf paper, damaged by leaf paper. In leaf paper, there is a pink color bollworm which is inside this. It is usually identified by opening the dried leaves. For flowering, as I've recommended, you need to spray Panther and Silspread. Now flowering stage. Once the flower has come out, the pest like mango hoppers are ready to attack. Means the sweetness start coming. So if the temperature is low, there is also chances of fungus like powdery mildew may also take attack. Also, flower to fruit conversion is also required. Means once the flowering is there. So you need to spray imidacloprid along with neem oil to control the mango hoppers. And first spray is required for hexaconazole. Preferably go for SC. There are two combinations available, EC and SC. Go for SC. For setting purpose, spray Combi2 and spreader Silspread. One thing should be noted that for successful flower setting, temperature should increase a bit. It should be during the daytime, it should be a little hot, and night should be little cool. If the flowers have not opened, you can use sulfur 80% WDG to control powdery mildew, or as a preventive also. Instead of hexaconazole, you can do hexaconazole spray in the second one. If the flowers are open and avoid the spray of sulfur, it may the fruit will be after the opening, the fruit setting usually starts and it is very small and it will turn yellow due to the hotness of sulfur. So these are the combination which we usually recommend for the conversion of flower to fruit, Combi2, Shield or Nemo Silver. You can use either of them along with chemical insecticide. Now flowering stage. Second spray of Combi2 or Empro-Combi is required. Combi2 is combination of all 6 micronutrient in EDTA form. Empro-Combi is combination of all 6 micronutrient which are in amino acid form. So if you have done first spray of Combi2, you can do second spray of Empro-Combi after 20 days of the previous spray. Add a fungicide like carbendazim to avoid powdery mildew. If your first spray is of sulfur, you can use this time hexaconazole. You can add neem oil to prevent mango hoppers. One thing should be noted: if the longer duration of low temperature continues, then there are chances of poor setting. So during this stage, if there is no attack of mango hoppers, avoid using pesticide of neonicotinoid class. Neonicotinoid class is the pesticides like imidacloprid, thiamethoxam, etc. As these class pesticides usually kill all kinds of flies. These flies are helpful in pollination, which is useful for fruit setting. So spray neem oil based product along with Combi 2 or Amprocombi, and if required, add a chemical fungicide or pesticide as required. Now, the most important challenge many farmers face, and that is fruit dropping challenge. Usually, two types of flowering is seen. One type of flowering is usually comes by spraying of fertilizer when the temperature is climate is bit cool, and another one usually comes when the temperature is low for longer time. In the first one, it usually comes for all progressive farmers who are giving treatment and fertilizers in a proactive manner. Then second one comes for everyone. In the second scenario, every tree usually give flowers, but it is observed that the first one is easy to hold, means to avoid conversion to fruit, as by the time the temperature increases, the fruit stalk becomes thicker and can resist the high temperature. In the second scenario, usually the flower comes late, and it drops as the fruit stalk is thin, because it has not got the necessary time, and they cannot sustain the high temperature of 35 to 40 degrees centigrade. For quick formation of rootstock, we usually recommend to spray Utkarsh stress free. Utkarsh stress free makes the formation of rootstock very fast. And you can also add a fungicide if the temperature is hot and cool. Take combination of carbendazim and mancozeb. If the climate is more on hotter side, take only mancozeb. If the temperature is on cooler side, there are chances of powdery mildew attack. So in third spray, you take thiophanate methyl. So which pesticide to which fungicide to take, that depends on the climate. I've shown you the different scenarios, in which scenario which fungicide should be taken. Also add an insecticide to control the mango hopper. It is a must. You should, if you have already sprayed one or two imidacloprid, this time go for thiamethoxam or BPMC. BPMC is also known as technically Phenubucal. Note that when the temperature remains low for a longer period, fruit drop as no seed formation takes place. Means in very low temperature, the seed formation usually don't take place in very low temperature, and as the pollination is not complete. When the fruit size is less than 30 grams and the new leaves start coming, there are also chances of fruit dropping. There are very high chances. So depending on the climate, depending on the situation, we need to take the action. So to reduce fruit dropping, stress-free plays a very big role. I've told the reason, what is the how it works, and how it prevents the fruit dropping. Usually it is sprayed when the fruit size is around 20 to 50 grams. Now the fruit for fruit size and shape formation. When the fruit size usually reaches the 50 to 60 grams, the only challenge is to ensure good size, good weight, shape, texture, and quality, along with taste and quantity. This time, usually farmers give irrigation along with fertilizer application. So spraying should be done with fertilizer. In the spraying, you can go for fertilizer 13045 potassium nitrate along with F enhancer and B plus. This will help in getting good size and weight with good taste. If still the dropping is happening, you need to give fungicide along with that. Also, there are chances of anthracnose fungus attack. So you must spray fungicide if there is any problem. One thing should be noted that the fruit size will increase till the seed of fruit which is there inside is soft. In case it has become hardened, actually the ripened mango that we eat, that is comes with very hard shell of the seed. So if that hardness has come, the size will not increase. So it should be first the fruit, bigger size fruit should be checked for the softness of the seed inside. Uh, then only spraying should be done. So you can do two sprays when the fruit size is 50 to 70 gram. Now the harvesting is near or it is done. For new leaves, when the temperature is more than 35 degrees centigrade for longer time, new leaves will automatically come. These leaves need to be kept healthy by spraying pesticide to control thrips and mango hoppers. In this, you can do spraying of cyperpropano, cyperchloro, or along with neem oil. These actually the leaves that usually come in the month of March and April, these are usually responsible for early mango flowering in next season. Early mango flowering is responsible means for whenever there is early mango flowering, the dropping is very much low, and commercially these mangoes give very good rates to farmers. So usually during the Chaitra Mahina of Hindu calendar, new leaves come because at that time the temperature is usually above 35 degree. At this time you can also give water. This will help in getting new leaves very much easily. So second spray, when the fruit size is 80 to 120 grams, you can do second spray of F-Enhancer Beam Plus along with 13045 or potassium sulfate. Fruit fly traps. When the sweetness of mango starts, mango fruit, there are chances of fruit fly attack. Put methyl eugenol based lures in a bottled trap. We also make methyl eugenol ready to liquid. You can make lure out of it, or you can also use Utkarsh lure also. It is called amide lure. When the fruit fly is not controlled with traps, spray the technical fan through it 50% along with jaggery. So these are different types of traps. These are do it yourself traps or available. This type of lure along with the methyl eugenol treated we also make. And if you are having this type of lure, you can go for Utkarsh methyl eugenol ready to use liquid. Put some drops on the this wooden or cardboard block, and your trap is ready. This is a spray schedule we usually recommend. Uh, First spray is of we recommend of horsepower cyperpropano seal spread. After the stages is when the new leaves come. Already I've explained all this. You can take a photograph or you can note down all this. Now we'll see the different insects and the photographs. I've already shared what to do in order to control. These are mango hoppers. These are the fruit flies in comes there. Because of mango hoppers heavy attack, this kind of sooty mold is visible. This is a stem or trunk borer. This is usually seen after monsoon. Already I've shared about it. This is a damage due to caterpillar. This is inflorescence midge, where false kind of flower come. It is also called Pernaguch. This is not easily controlled with any chemical or organic product. You need to cut this entire branches, and then you need to spray a insecticide to control the insect which is spreading this midge. Then a bark eating caterpillar and shoot borer, banana nut weevil. Other important insects are leaf grabber. I have already shown you gall midge. This is not very harmful, and this usually comes during monsoon or after monsoon. These are the different disease, powdery mildew, where the flower leaves become white. Anthracnose in this kind of formation of fruit gets damaged in the circular form. Then dieback, I have already explained you in detail about this. Then red rust fungus. Then Phoma blight, where this kind of hole becomes. Then mango malformation. In mango malformation also, you need to remove the complete branches. Gummosis. Gummosis, you need to apply fungicide along with the chemical fungicides. And Geru and Chuna. You can also do spraying. Then sooty mold. Sooty mold is usually there due to excess attack of mango hoppers. Root rot. This usually happens when the tree is of smaller size or damping off. Scab. This kind of fungus is uh, damage is there on leaves as well as fruit. Now we'll see the various different deficiencies and what can be done. In this, the older leaves are usually yellow in a severe nitrogen deficiency. Usually happens when the plant is very much small. As recommended, you can use urea, ammonium sulfate. In phosphorus deficiency, it is usually observed in older leaves. The older leaves turn a purple color. To avoid it, you can spray horsepower that we have already recommended. Then you can also spray panther. And in the soil, you need to give DAP or SSP. And potassium is very much important for the good quality. In potassium deficiency, the leaves become dry from the edges. It is usually happens in the lower leaves. This is what is happening. To avoid this, you can give MOP in the soil, or you can spray potassium nitrate or potassium sulfate. Magnesium deficiency, in that the leaves start turning yellow. In order to overcome magnesium deficiency, you can do spraying of magnesium sulfate or magnesium EDTA. You can also give magnesium sulfate in the soil before giving water. Sulfur deficiency. In sulfur deficiency, the leaf it remains green, and in severe deficiency, the whole leaf turns yellow. In that, the veins do not retain the green color. In many cases, the veins also become completely yellow. To overcome that, if there is a deficiency, you can give bentonite sulfur, liquid lime sulfur, or sulfur and WDG. In calcium deficiency, severe calcium deficiency, the fruit cracking takes place in the fruit, and the quality becomes poorer. Usually in this stage, if you come to know, immediately spraying of calcium nitrate, calcium EDTA, calciboron, or F-enhancer should be done. F-enhancer calciboron contains 6% calcium. Zinc deficiency, you need to overcome by spraying zinc EDTA or giving zinc sulfate in the soil. In iron deficiency, the entire new leaf becomes yellow. You can overcome iron deficiency by spraying FeEDTA, FeEDA, or FeDTPA, or you can give parasulfate in the soil. In boron deficiency, again, the shape of the fruit gets distorted, or the leaf shape gets distorted, and cracking of fruit also takes place. So you can overcome by spraying disodium octaborate, calciboron, or F-enhancer. Usually calcium boron deficiency are seen together. In that case, you should spray F-enhancer or calciboron. Both contains calcium as well as boron. Copper deficiency can be overcome by spraying copper EDTA, it is our Copcol, or you can give copper sulfate in the soil. Manganese deficiency can be overcome by giving manganese EDTA by spraying magnesium EDTA. Now, these are the frequently asked questions. As per my experience, I am sharing when to take first harvest. First harvest should be taken after the completion of 3 years of age with complete fertigation. Means the tree is now big enough to give good quantity of fruit. Can we do intercropping? It is not recommended from October till harvesting. Means after post monsoon, it should not be there. If you are going to take fruit, you can take any crop which is smaller than mango trees during the monsoon, and you can also do green manuring post harvest, but no watering. Watering should be avoided. How many application of fertilizer to be given? 2 or 3. One before monsoon, and one just after the monsoon, and third one you can give during February, March. Can we give water? It is very tricky. It depends on the stage of the tree. If you need new leaves and the temperature is very high, give water. During the flowering stage, if the temperature is below between 18 to 28 degree, give water. It will give good flowering. When the mango's fruit size is more than 50 grams, give water along with fertilizer application. This will also give good quality and size to the fruit. I have shown you many products. Our products are easily available at you can buy it from our website www.utkarshagro.com. They are also available on Amazon, Flipkart, Moglix, Agri Bakery, Big Heart, Agrosia, etc. Or you can, if you want to buy directly from the company, you can do this. This is our sales department. You can call them directly and place the order. Along with the many products, we also make a complete range of various biofertilizers like Azotobacter, Rhizobium, Acetobacter, phosphorus solubilizing bacteria, potash mobilizing and solubilizing a bacteria, zinc solubilizing bacteria, sulfur solubilizing bacteria, azospirillose, paddy microbes, etc. Various biopesticide like Bacillus subtilis, Metarhizium, Trichoderma harzianum, Utkarsh BT, Acillomyces, Trichoderma viridi, Pseudomonas fluorescens, Beauveria bassiana, Verticem licani, Metarhizium anisopli. But then these are various combination biopesticide also there to control all kinds of pests, nematodes, grubs, termites, fungus, etc. Then we also make a complete range of EDTA based chemical fertilizers, specialized fertilizers like calcium EDTA, magnesium EDTA, iron EDTA, zinc EDTA, copper EDTA, manganese, manganese EDTA. There is a combination products, Combi 2, which is combination of all 6 micronutrients, and double combi, which is combination of calcium, magnesium, cobalt along with all 6 micronutrients. Then we have boron 20%, iron, Edhar 56%, silica 22%, combi spray, combi soil, Fe gluconate. Then we also make a complete fertilizer range for aquarium plants, hydroponics. Then we have complete amino acid chelated fertilizers. We also have different kinds of spreaders, pH balancer, drip cleaner. Our drip cleaner is 100% organic. We also provide complete range of water soluble fertilizers along with some specialized fertilizers like magnesium nitrate, potassium sonite, horsepower. We have media and fertilizer for hydroponic. These are exclusively made for hydroponic system. Our organic fertilizer range is very much useful for home gardening, and we also have a kit, home kitchen garden kit. Then we have natural plant protectors, which is the botanical extract of neem, then different kinds of extract for thrips, mites, virus, fungus, and as I've shown for this fruit fly, we make amidure, culure. Culure is for creeper crops. Then we have silver H2O2, silver hydrogen peroxide. Then we have PGR based natural fertilizers that contains potassium humate, amino acid, seaweed, liquid seaweed extract, then gibberellic acid plus cytokinin based B plus, PEM Gold for female flower induction. Then liquid humic acid 12%, roots multiplier, release, stress free, which is combination of humic, fulvic amino acid, seaweed, zymose, etc. Thank you very much. And if you have any query, you can post on YouTube. You can also contact us directly on our WhatsApp number, or you can call. You can send the photographs of your query related to mango flowering. You can also keep a call to clear various issues related to mango farming, and you can take benefit. You can subscribe our channel Utkarsh Agrochem on YouTube, so that regularly we place various videos on different crops and practices in farming. And you can also like our page, Facebook page, and you can also follow us on Instagram, so that you regularly get update what is going on in Utkarsh Agrochem. Thank you for seeing the video till end. You can also explore various other, we have made videos for more than 20 crops. You can also explore them. And thanks a lot.